CJ Audits in the house coming at you here outside the Marine Court Hotel, which is housing immigrants, illegals, whatever way you want to look at it. Just going to get a few signs in here. If you don't want your face in, folks, just hide it. This man's actually a thumbnail on my video from last night, so he is. Big up, lad. Yeah, folks, these people here have been protesting here outside this hotel for over 2.5 years. 2.5 years they've been here outside the hotel here to try and get immigrants, foreign nationals out of the hotel. They're all concerned parents, so they are here peacefully for the last 2.5 years. Never been a bit of trouble. There's a massive police presence here tonight. I don't know why, because there's never been one incident from these people here in Bangor, co.down. So yeah, cops everywhere. Whiskey Golf Zulu 6313. Well, we'll do an MOT check before the night's out. See how the tires, the crack, what way it goes. Folks. Yeah. So I'm going to stay away from the crowd. Look, I've said to people here, look, I am live tonight. I don't really want to people have jobs and stuff and all that, but nobody should be ashamed to be standing on the streets putting up protesting for the safety of their own children and the future generations of children. So this is how we're doing it here in Northern Ireland. This is how the people in Northern Ireland are doing it peacefully, so they are. Every protest I've covered, there's never been no aggro, nobody arrested either, unless it's there's a counter demo. It's usually the counter demo people that are getting arrested, as you know. So big up everybody in the chat. Welcome to Northern Ireland, Bangor here, lovely seaside town. I used to come here as a boy and lick lollies. Yeah, so we'll do a wee quick MOT check while I'm here. I'll do an MOT check. I'm on, they're dead on. Let's see. Yep, look good. And there any weapons in there? The crack, folks. The thing is, when it's being taxed, if you type in the registration, it just comes up government vehicle. It won't tell you if it's taxed or MOT'd. Yeah, I don't want to do all these tires. This pads, everything looks good, not compared to the video that came out last night. Pretty standard on the number plate there. All present and correct. Yep, everything's good, folks, everything's good. Gonna be looking in here without touching it. Yeah, folks, so welcome to Bangor, Northern Ireland here, folks. Big up everybody. 2.5 years, these good folks here have been protesting peacefully outside this hotel here, folks. Peacefully. Happy I got. There is a big police presence tonight. I don't know why, because there's never been any trouble. There's never been a bit of trouble with these protests in Northern Ireland. Not a bit of trouble yet, unless there's counter demonstrations, and it's usually the counter ones that are getting arrested, assaulting citizen journalists, and it's not the people in the peaceful protest, it's the counter ones that are always getting arrested there. We'll get this wee sign in here, stop the boats. There's a guy's got a face for a radio, that's why he's hiding it. So yeah, folks, welcome to Northern Ireland. Welcome to the old Northern Ireland. Beautiful country. I'd recommend you coming here, but don't be trying to stay in this hotel for starters. I think it's fully booked. I don't know how long for, but hopefully, well, I think myself anyway, if it opens, it'll be boycotted, in my opinion, probably. I can see somebody at the window up there looking out. Trying to zoom in. I think it's a male at the window there. I don't know. Could be a foreign national, could be a member of staff. Not too sure. So yeah, peaceful protest here. Yeah. And this is how we're doing it in Northern Ireland, folks. This is how we're doing it, all peaceful, all board. Bangor is finished. Big up, Jay. Who's that, Jay? Aaron in the house, big up. I can see Freedom Dad in the background there. He's live at the minute. Check out Freedom Dad there. I'll wait until he finishes and I'll get a word with him. Oh, you finished there? I thought we were talking there, mate. Yeah, I'm going to get Freedom Dad on here. This lovely lady again. She's beautiful, man. Here, why can I look at a camera lady like that? Why can I look at a camera lady like that, man?
I don't know.
Here, big up here, folks.
How you doing, guys?
Anybody doesn't know this, man, Freedom Dad 73 on Facebook, TikTok, X, all the good stuff.
Freedom.FD on Facebook.
YouTube and that there. So, Freedom Dad knows a lot more on the situation here than me. You know, this isn't my sort of bag, but I'm making it my bag.
You've told them the basics. You've told them the basics about it being a hotel. The guys have been here for 2.5 years. You know, so the problem that we've got in Northern Ireland, well, the problem that the government have got in Northern Ireland, that we've been watching very closely what's been happening in England and Ireland for the last 15 years. Not so much Ireland, but mostly England, and what's happening in Rotherham, Leicester and Luton and Rochdale and Halifax and all these places where there used to be English towns and now they're no longer English towns, and it's no other way to explain it as a replacement. You know, when you take away the pepper and replace it with the salt, you're replacing this pepper with the salt. So it's not a crazy concept. You know, if you have a city that had full of English people and now it's full of Pakistani people and Indian people, then like Leicester, you know, the diversity capital of Great Britain, then that is a replacement. And we don't want a Leicester or a Rotherham or a Rochdale or a Halifax or any Luton or anything like that in Northern Ireland, because we're a very small country. And for something like that to happen, this is how it would work. You know, as they come in, as you know, they're coming in all the time, and then once they get citizenship, they are then able to bring their families. You could be talking up to 10 people in a family, because it's cousins, brothers, aunties, uncles, a lot come, you know what I mean? And how they prove who's who is beyond me. So that's a worry. So what happens is, in the long run, these people get citizenship, they get passports, and they're allowed to vote. Now, I'm a right-wing commentator, but also a right-wing activist, and I'm proud to be right-wing. I'm proud to be protecting my traditions and my culture, and protecting this country and protecting it for our people, you know, for our children going up for it. I'm 55 and I've got a 9-month-old baby, and when I go, I want to leave the exact same country that I had for my daughter, you know, and I can see with England that's changing with mass immigration. So with that, in the future, I foresee a Northern Ireland that is overpopulated with foreigners who are then going to vote for a left-wing party like either Sinn Féin, Alliance or SDLP, and they will vote against us, the right, the people that by then it will be every single person that lives in this country, born and bred, will be a right-wing, because they'll see the damage of mass immigration. I'm talking 5-10 years time, you know what I mean? I might not be here, my daughter will be 10 years old, you know what I mean? And it's not worth thinking about. So that's the big problem. It's being used to not only silences, but it's also being used to crushes politically. We'll never rise above this, you know. Like Labour will be relying on the foreign vote. They will be relying on the Muslim vote, the Islam vote. There's no two ways about it. How that's going to turn out for them, I don't know. But this is where it's all. That's it simplified. There's nothing more to it. It's not. You don't need to work it out too much. There's more people dying than there is having children in this country, okay? And our countries, right? In Britain, there's more people dying than there is having children. That's the decline in population. Now, we can fix that. There's a solution. The reason why we're not having children, it's very simple. You know, we can't afford it. We cannot afford it. You know, mums and dads are having to get 2 jobs. We've got a 2-cap child system. All we need to do, take away the 2-cap child system and start rewarding families for having children. Let them have as many children as they want. Reward the mother for staying at home, or the father for staying at home. Make it more easy for them, make it more financially viable for them. And then, you know, we can go forward, build our population back up the way we should. You know, get rid of the price of living. We're paying the most for gas, we're paying the second most for gas and electricity around the world. Now, this isn't a mistake. This isn't a coincidence. This is being done on purpose. Everything's being done to crush it's to keep us declining, so they can bring more people in and replace us. And let me just finish with this. So they say that they're here to do the jobs we don't want to do. Okay, so simple solution to that as well: pay us the right money. for cleaning toilets. Pay us the right money for looking after people in care homes and stuff like that. If you don't pay the right people to do that job, you can't just bring people in from other countries to do it cheaper. That's not right. The other thing is, you say doctors and engineers are coming. Fair enough, doctors and engineers are coming. Where's our doctors and engineers going? For us to get doctors and engineers, they're going to Dubai, they're going to Qatar, they're going to Australia, they're going to America, they're going to Canada, because they're getting more money, because we will not pay our doctors and engineers more money. So the solution from the government is, oh, we'll just take the doctors and engineers from the most poorest countries around the world. So what nick are you leaving that country in when you take the best out of them to come and do the cheap jobs that you won't pay the real doctors and engineers that were here in the first place? So there's a solution to all the problems that are creating the mass immigration and the influx of Islam in our country, because Islam is a big deal as well. You know, they say the way the government, it's not about me having a dislike for Islam, it's me having a dislike of the government, and I'm a wee bit scared of the way they're behaving. When the government say to you, Islam is a religion of peace, and you have a wee research and you see how the atrocities that's going on today in Syria, how many Druze were annihilated, like massacred, how many Christian in Nigeria, how many Christians in Kenya that are being beheaded, all by Boko Haram, and you've got whatever name they're calling themselves in Syria. We've got Al Qaeda, we've got Gaza, we've got Hamas in Gaza, and they're telling us Islam is the religion of peace. That worries me. Then they're saying they're going to bring Islamophobia laws. Now, the Islamophobia laws isn't because they don't want us to hurt their feelings. It's so we can shut up and not tell anybody what really is happening. You got to understand that. That's to keep us all quiet. So if I try to tell you what I'm telling you right now, I'd go to prison. So therefore, nobody can then tell you that, no, actually, Islam isn't a religion of peace. They're committing the most horrific offences and unalivings around the world right now. And let me tell you something else. In Northern Ireland, we did have terrorists, right? UVF, UDA, IRA, INLA, right? They name a few. And the IRA would phone and warn the government, warn the people that they planted a bomb. That's the difference between our terrorists and our terrorists. They are certainly not the religion of peace.
Brings me to a point here. It brings me to a question that I'm always asked here on Freedom Dad. Freedom Dad folks here, by the way, if you just joined in. Freedom Dad 73, check him out, citizen journalist here in Northern Ireland. Brings me to a question I'm always asked. Why is it that only the loyalists and the Protestant communities are out on the street, and the nationalists and Catholics are not out trying to protect their children?
Yeah, the simple fact is that they can't. They're not allowed. As we went forward in the last 40, 50 years, the Sinn Féin / IRA have had a strong grip on Catholic communities. Now, I know this for fact because I get the love from the Falls, the Divis, Ardown, Crossmaglen and Armagh, Bogside. These are all really well-known Republican areas in Northern Ireland, and I get a lot of messages from a lot of people on all my platforms. So basically what we have is, in the 80s, the PLO, who are Hamas today, basically, had training camps for IRA men. Used to go over there and train, teach them how to make homemade explosives and sensitive devices, stuff like that. Use fire RPGs, SAM 7s, and they also supplied Semtex and weapons to the IRA in Northern Ireland to fight against the British security services. And there's a romanticism there, that and some ideal of their head, that the problem in Gaza and with Israel is the same as Northern Ireland and Britain. You know, that's for professors and scientists and whoever, sociologists, to look into. It's too far. All I know is Israel and Palestine is fucking miles away. You know what I mean? So the problem is at the minute in these hardcore Republican areas, they're flying Hamas flags. You know, they're painting murals of Gaza. So when you're in an area, in these areas, when the troubles, like in my area, it was UVF, UDA, Red Hand Commandos. You know, you grew up with it. You become part of that. You're not going to stand up against them. You know, you're not going to shout out against them. You're not going to make. You're not going to. If you don't agree with it, you're not going to mention that to anybody, because it doesn't take a lot of extremists in one area to control that area. And this is what we've got. We've got a very small, hardcore group of what we call dissidents. They're neither IRA, INLA or IPLO. They're just a mixture of a lot of guys who still want the troubles. I think it's a lot of guys who were born in, you know, they're in that era where the ceasefires were just called and they missed it, or they grew up when the ceasefires were getting called and they want to go back to the troubles. And this is the only thing they can grasp for that dream to come true, is the Gaza thing. And that's the problem we have. That's why it's Protestants coming out, because the Catholics aren't allowed to, because of the dissidents running their areas.
Another wee question for you myself here. I do a lot of film work down Ireland, north, south,
Yeah,
east,
yeah,
and
yeah,
west
yeah.
of this island.
Uh-huh.
So I got a lot of love down in Ireland,
Yeah.
as we call it. We're one island, so to
Yeah,
speak. We
yeah,
are
yeah.
coming together, Catholics and Prods. So we are. Why is it? Do you think yourself here, Sinn Féin have lost the foot of the Irish people south of the border?
Because
And not in
yeah.
Belfast.
No, they are losing it. It's just they won't know that until time comes time to vote. People aren't going to come out in West Belfast and say we don't support you no more because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? So they're waiting for the vote. We'll find out exactly who's supporting Sinn Féin in Northern Ireland when it comes to vote. And let me tell you something as well. I have been down to Ireland. I have been around the Patriots in Ireland. I've spoken in Ireland demo, and I've had some flack here and there. But the majority of the Irish people accepted me, an ex-loyalist prisoner from Northern Ireland, down in Ireland, with all them tricolours, absolutely amazing. Something I never thought I'd see. But the thing is, I'm down there with thousands upon thousands. I'm talking over 50,000 Irishmen with tricolours shouting Sinn Féin out, Sinn Féin out, Sinn Féin traitors.
I was there myself. I was there. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
at that protest.
Yeah,
I was.
yeah.
And it was actually nice to see the Irish people on the streets.
Yeah.
Supporting.
Yeah.
I have no problem with Catholics.
Yeah. No, this is
same as yourself.
Yeah, no, this is a new day.
This is
a
actually
new
the
era.
time
This is a new era.
for the
If
people
it wasn't
to
for
unite.
Sinn Féin, if it wasn't for Sinn Féin and the dissidents in these areas like the Bogside, West Belfast, and in Armagh, if it wasn't for them, the Protestants and Catholics we would all be out in the streets. And we do have Catholics coming out. We've got Catholics coming to our bonfires. We've got Catholics who are here. I could bring a guy over here right now. He's got a Celtic top under his trackie. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is now.
100%.
But they can't.
It's a small country. We all have Catholic
Yeah, of course.
friends.
It's a new
we
era.
have Catholics in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Protestants have kids do Catholics
Yeah.
and vice versa. Like, and what was the word I was looking for there?
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. It is the people who are in charge always causing the problems for the people. And the reason is because it's millionaires and private school boys. The millionaires and private school boys have been running these countries for far too long, and they failed us over and over again. They failed us with the Gulf War. They failed us with the Afghanistan war, all that carry on. They told us that Ukraine were winning. For the last year, they kept going on about Ukraine and we're flying Ukrainian flags as if they're some sort of innocent. And then we find out they're the most corrupt country in Europe. And then we find out when Trump comes in, it was all to do with Biden and Starmer wanting to start a third world war so they can say, oh, we need to clamp down on everybody has to get rationed, we're in wartime, you know what I mean? And plus when we're in wartime, there's no elections. So that would have given Starmer another 4 years. That's why he was wanting war, that's why we were supporting Ukraine, that's why we sent military weapons fired by our British men. First country ever to do it was a fire into Russia, was Britain, and that was Starmer trying to provoke Russia. So that's the nick of our government. Look what they're doing to England, look what they've done to the good people of England, look what they're doing to Glasgow, look what they're trying to do to Belfast. This is our government. This is a government like your mother and your father. They're meant to look after you, they're meant to take care of you, meant to make sure you're safe. Hundreds of thousands of children have been raped by rape gangs.
So, say something, times are changing in our country, times are changing in this country because the likes of good men like yourself.
Yeah, there's many like me. There's many here like me, yeah.
Putting this out here, this would not go out in mainstream media, never.
Yeah.
Never.
No, of course not. No.
Never wouldn't go out if it wasn't for people holding cameras. And I say this man here, look, respect. I've watched a lot of his. I only found out about this guy about 2 months ago, actually, to be honest with you. 2-3 months ago, like, you know what I mean?
I've been watching you a lot longer.
I didn't even know that, mate. I didn't even know that. Like,
so good, man.
I'm only met him a couple of months, like, and his points, he's bang on. He is bang on here.
It's
like.
no misinformation. It's not far right. It's not racist. It's just loving your country. That's all it is. We just love our country. We are loyalists. We are Republicans. We are Protestants. We are Catholics. We are whatever you want to call us. But the main thing is we've been fighting for our country, for our children, for our people for many years. We've got men who've died. We've got men who've went to jail, and we will not stop fighting for our country. It's a different war. And I'm telling you guys, you may think this is out there, but please believe me, there's too many fighting AIDS men coming into this country. There's something else going on. There's no way the government are allowing hundreds of thousands of children. What's happened to them? I'm not going to say the word because it's your channel. I keep forgetting. Hundreds of thousands of children. It's like you let somebody into your house and they do something to your kids. Are you going to let anybody else come into your house like that? You're going to shut the door and say, nah, fuck that. But they're just keep coming. More children. To this day, we've even got the Sikh community up in arms because they're talking to the Sikh community. And people say, oh, you got paedophiles as well. There's white. Yeah. difference between our paedophiles and these headers is they don't care what colour you are, they don't care what religion you are. Our paedophiles, they don't care who you are, what you are, they just see a child. Them guys, it's racially motivated. The Muslims who committed the most crimes against our children, the Pakistani men, it's all fact, it's all not misinformation. They targeted our children, and the crimes that were committed against them children were racially motivated, 110%. That's fact. I've read the manuscripts, and the government still won't admit that. And even when you go on the AI will say, well, it's not racially motivated. And then you ask AI, describe the victims. First word they use is white. So then you say to the AI, if it's not really racially motivated, why was the first word you use white English girls? And then AI, who's meant to be the cleverest thing in the world, goes, yeah, freedom, Dad, you're right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is how messed up it is. This is how they've even programmed AI to say the things that they want us to believe. But we're, like I keep saying them on my platform, and this isn't about Protestants, but we are clever prods. This is a new era. This is a new day. We are going forward with a lot more intelligence because of Tommy Robinson, because of how they silenced Tommy Robinson, what they've done to Tommy Robinson, and then we see why. We see the outcome of the silencing of one man and the damage it's done in one country, and that's why I'm here doing this, and this is why these guys are here doing this, because of Tommy Robinson and what the government done to him. Simple as that, guys.
On
Simple
that
as
note
that.
here, folks, here fair play, this man's passing, so his passing's hanging right out, and
cheers,
so
mate.
Please check him out all across all lines of social media.
Cheers, I appreciate that,
Good
mate.
guy, man. So he has Freedom Dad 73 on YouTube.
Cheers.
If you want to call out the rest of our
73 on YouTube, Freedom Dad FD on Messenger, Freedom Dad on X. I'm on Rumble, Freedom Dad, and TikTok. Freedom Dad and Freedom Dad New Year. Two on TikTok. You've always got to back yourself up with these because we could get taken down at any time. We are under attack. I'm in the papers. I've been in the papers Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Non-stop attacks.
Right here, another thing here as well. This man is like myself. We do not make money from this.
No money.
This man has no source of income.
Buy me a coffee.
If you're on his channel out there, buy this man a coffee. Help his channel. Help him. The man does not get any sort of income whatsoever.
No on any benefits.
No benefits, nothing like that.
Can't get a job because I'm getting threats from everywhere.
Yeah. So here, folks,
same as yourself. Exactly same as yourself. You've had a death threat.
Well, you know yourself. Like he's had death threats. I've had death threats. That is what it is. This is the country we live in. But most of us here in Northern Ireland, like, death threat, like, you know what I mean? We take as it comes, like, you know what I mean? You know, bulletproof. Well, I know I have a big rubber head. It'll bounce off anyway. But I'll have a PSNI booklet that'll protect me. So once again here, check this guy out.
Thank you, guys.
He knows what he's talking about, and I'm sure everybody in the chat here will say, keep up the good fight, the good cause. And remember, folks, here, this man's doing this for his children.
For my daughter,
his children.
9-month-old daughter,
All the way from Bangor here, folks, Northern Ireland here, respect. All right, man. Thank you, lad. Thank you for that there.
Cheers, buddy.
I'm just going to take a wee walk around here, lad. Have a good one, mate. Yeah, folks, so Freedom Dad here, check him out there, man. I never knew about this guy until about 2 months ago, so he's a good lad. He is a good lad, man. He's been on a few videos there in Belfast being attacked by Paddy Steins, you know, and the man's just out there voicing his opinion here and trying to make people understand what we're up against here, like, in this country, and also 100% for the children more than anything, like, you know. Well, I'm just going to take a wee walk around here. I don't want to put too many people on camera, like, because a lot of people have faces for radios, you know. I want to do an MOT check anyway. While I'm here, do an MOT check. If you watched the live last night, man, wow, baldy tyres and low pads on the cars sitting idle, stuff like that, man. Yeah, I wanted to get Freedom Dad on there because he knows a wee bit more about what I know in a situation like, as I say, man, I haven't covered too many of these protests here. Parents out peacefully protesting in the aid of protecting their children, mothers, fathers, grannies, and all. Do we MOT check on this wheel here. Up and cars are dead on. We got one there, dead on. Pretty standard. Yep, pretty whiskey, Gulf City. Wee bit of water leaking there, but I think that comes from the air conditioning, doesn't it? Yeah. How you doing anyway? He's alright. We're going to put you on camera here. Are you expecting any trouble?
Nope.
No, well, I've been here for 2. I see a big police presence here tonight there, so I do. This has been going on 2.5 years, what I'm led to believe. Like, I think this is the second time I've came up here. Why such a heavy police presence when there's never been an incident?
Well, I believe the issue now is the fact that the road's been blocked. So for the public safety, we're blocking the road.
You just blocking the road in case the peaceful protesters block it.
No, because the peaceful protesters have blocked the road, we've diverted traffic.
But they haven't blocked it. They haven't blocked it tonight, have they?
Well, the road was blocked before you started recording that.
Oh, well, the protesters on the road tonight, blocking it tonight?
Yeah.
I didn't see that now, so I didn't like. Right, no problem. What station are you based on, lad, if you don't mind me asking?
Bangor.
Bangor, thank you very much, lad. Thank you. Have a good evening, be safe. Be safe. Can I ask you what station? Bangor, thank you very much, lad. Have a good night. Your car's all present and correct. All the best, alright. Have a good night. So yeah, folks, I think there's a speech or two going on up here, so hopefully I stand here and grab it. Yeah, we speech here. We'll speed up here. I don't want to miss anything for you.
These people hide. He says they make speeches and they won't come and put themselves in front of the media. Well, do you know what I want to say to Stephen? Stephen, why don't you come onto our media? The real media. The new media. Because I reckon between me and Maya Tusi and Jeff Taylor and Tommy Robinson and Paul Thorpe, I reckon we could make you the biggest show in the country with 2 million people watching. But there's a serious point about what Stephen Nolan said. And Stephen Nolan was attacking our right to freedom of assembly. We're never going to give that up. He was attacking our right to freedom of speech. We're never going to give up the right to say what we want in this country. And you know, he was a bit like Richard Tice. You're right, never. He was a bit like Richard Tice. And he might as well have said that lot. But what did Stephen Nolan say? He said, these people. You see, Stephen, you have forgotten your roots. You've forgotten where you come from. You need to get back to basics and come and talk to us.
Yes. Stephen Nolan, pop-up
He
mouthpiece,
also accused me of
BBC
using
journalist. He's talking about-
amplification. Do I ever use amplification? No. He also accused us of lying. He said that we were saying stuff that wasn't true. And I want to challenge him on this. Because the things that he said weren't true. He said that we weren't standing for our wives and our daughters and our women. That is a lie. And I want to give you some facts here. Did you know the vast majority of people coming across on the boats are from Afghanistan? Afghanistan is the home of the Taliban. It is the home of ISIS-K. It is the home of people, 98% of people in Afghanistan want Sharia law. We don't want any Afghanis in this country. And that's not racist, that's not bigoted, that is for the protection of our women. And I'm going to give you another fact, Stephen. Afghan men are 3 times more likely to be convicted of sex offences than British men. We don't want people that come to this country and rape our wives, our daughters and our granddaughters. Well, I think one of the things that Stephen did say, he talked about men making a stand. Maybe he's been stood up by some men in this country, I don't know. But we will make a stand, because that's what the people of this country do. If you look at the whole of the United Kingdom, you look at England, I'm so proud of my fellow Englishmen. It's pity they're 30 years late in putting the flags up, but they're putting the flags up all over the country. And I'm glad to say my mate Andy Saxon's leading the charge. Give our English fellow patriots a massive round of applause.
Oh, yeah, come on!
I also know this crowd. You know what's amazing about this crowd? I know this crowd is a mixed crowd. This crowd is not all Protestants. This crowd is not all Catholics. This is all the people of this country, Northern Ireland, the south of Ireland, coming together to fight for our rights. we know that we're going to get heat. We know Pinky's about here somewhere. Pinky got arrested last week. What did he get arrested for? Pinky got arrested for patriotism. Give the lad a round of applause. But we're winning. We're winning. We've seen this grow and grow and grow. And I want to think about the people in the south of Ireland, because they're getting even tighter than we are. The things that are going on in the south to silence people are absolutely reprehensible. So we stand with our brothers in the south of Ireland as well. So where does it go from here? What are we achieving? Well, first of all, do you know what the amazing thing about this movement is? Totally peaceful. It's totally peaceful. Nothing's been smashed up apart from Ballymena. Nothing's been smashed up. Only Pinky's been arrested, nobody else. So we are doing it the right way, and I'm going to tell you something. If we keep doing this peacefully, we keep doing this mix, bringing the two communities together, we're going to get rid of the bigots, we're going to get rid of the haters, and love will win in this country. And we're not doing this. We're not doing this because we hate the people in that hotel. I don't know who those people are. As far as I know, they're all women. We've nothing against innocent women and children. We're against government policy. We are dealing with a traitor media, Stephen Nolan, a traitor government, and unfortunately, a police force who's facilitating them. Yes. And that's not attacking the rank and file. That's not attacking the rank and file bobbies on the beat. But the people that are running the police in England, in the Republic of Ireland, in Scotland, and in this country, they are completely wrong when they're accusing us of being racist thugs. We're not racist. Some of us might be thugs, but most of us aren't. We're not racist. We are the people. We're going to win. Let's double the numbers next week. See you next week. Yeah!
That's fine, just charm me now. So look at that, our beautiful lady. Beautiful. Alright, all of this, mate. Take it easy. Oh, just trying to keep that cat out there. Yeah, folks. People walking out here, the people of Bangor here, the people of Northern Ireland, people could down here, voicing opinions, giving out facts, showing people how it's done here around the world. North, south, east and west of the island that we live on. Yeah, so yeah, folks, Bangor, County Down.
Yes, mate. Nice to meet you. My name's Glenn. Nice to meet you.
You subscriber?
I'm a driver.
Oh, yes, a subscriber.
What about yourself, lad?
I'll watch it.
Subscriber. I watch every
What?
night.
Want to go on camera?
Oh, I go ahead.
TV subscribers are for Freddy's, lads. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. CJ.
Good to be tournament tonight, is it? Good to tournament. I've only ever been up here once before, mate.
It's getting bigger and bigger, mate.
Well, it seems that way anywhere across Northern Ireland like it does. You know, but not so much in the Catholic nationalist areas.
We all know why that is, don't
Well, I can say nothing of that out there, remain neutral, you know. Anyway,
I know.
everybody will say that I'm not neutral, like.
No,
I was
you're-
going to say,
you're neutral.
everybody will say I'm not neutral because the voting for knees. Well, if there was Republican nationalist ones happening, Catholic
You'd be
ones, I would have to cover them to show both sides.
You
But
would be.
a few things to say in that, but I can't say I have to remain neutral. You know, lads, thank you for subscribing anyway.
problem.
Just want to take a wee walk around here anyway.
No problem.
Stay safe, mate. Stay safe, mate.
Yes.
And you too, mate. You're doing a brilliant job.
Doing a brilliant job.
Thank you.
Everyone subscribe to CJ, and if you don't mind, Freedom Dot as well.
Oh, freedom does mean all, mate. So freedom is done as well
That's it,
here.
mate.
They'll say this, enemy, you know it's coming on these. May a force be
Force
with
be
you.
with you. Yes, that's it.
Thank you, lads, for the
Alright.
support, mate. Thank
No
you for the
problem.
support. Yeah. So just to get a wee quick, so yeah, folks, Bangor here, protest now say this here Marine Court Hotel for over 2.5 years. The local residents, concerned parents, children. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, folks, so I might read this one up here at the minute here. big up everybody in the chat there for joining.
I don't want to go there because
I was asked to come here today, so I thought I'd come up here and show the viewers what's going on in Northern Ireland and how the parents are coming out on the streets and aid of protecting their children, you know, folks. So here, once again, here from Bangor, 29, Northern Ireland, peaceful protest, folks. People putting their feet on the street. At that, I will leave that to folks. All the best, take it easy, hit that like, share, and subscribe, and as always, folks, tell a friend, phone a friend, love thy neighbour, check in on thy neighbour anyway as well. And as always, here from Bangor, ABC, may the force be with ye.